Hi neighbors, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gabby. I'm your friendly real estate and neighborhood expert in Central Jersey. I will be uploading weekly videos, so if you like what you hear, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Last week, I went over the step-by-step process on how to buy a house in 2020. So if you missed that, I'll link that below. And today, I will be talking about the top 10 first-time homebuyer mistakes. Yikes! We all know that buying a home is a big financial step, and it's very easy to make mistakes if you're not careful. So I decided to make this video to help all of you if you're in the process of buying or if you want to buy in the future. So let's get to it. So to start, I'm going to be talking about the number one top first-time homebuyer mistake, and that is looking for a home without being pre-approved for a mortgage. Don't do this, guys. Many first-time homebuyers make a mistake of looking at properties before getting pre-approved. This is a very important step because you want to make sure that the price tag of the home you're looking at aligns with your monthly payment goals. In addition to that, in a competitive market, meaning there are more buyers in the market than there are homes for sale, which is honestly what I'm encountering now in my market, you could lose a home if you're not pre-approved. Without a mortgage pre-approval, you can be mistaken as a buyer who is not serious and ready to buy. And most importantly, you might start looking at homes that realistically you can't afford. So you don't want to do that. Which then leads me to mistake number 2, overlooking customer service and lender responsiveness when shopping for a lender. This one is a biggie. I definitely recommend shopping for a good lender because, like I said on my last video last week, lenders can break a sale. So you want to make sure that not only are you comparing lender rates and fees and loan terms, but also don't discount lender responsiveness, meaning how fast they get back to you when you need something, and customer service, because those play very important roles in the transaction. Definitely make sure to ask for recommendations, whether it be from your agent, friends and family who've bought before, or just making sure you look at online reviews. Because buying a home can be so stressful to begin with. You want to make sure that all the vendors you work with, starting from your real estate agent to your lender, attorney, and every single one of your vendors, are reliable and will help you throughout the whole transaction. If you guys hear weird sounds, that's most likely my dog playing with her toys. The number 3 mistake is being careless with credit. So your lender is going to pull your credit twice during the whole process. The first time will be when they pull your credit to get your pre-approval. They will do it again before closing to make sure that all your finances still line up. So don't do anything careless while you're in the process of buying a house. To make sure that your loan approval doesn't get affected, make sure to pay your monthly payments in full every month. Don't open credit cards, start out new loans, or make any big purchases, such as buying a car. Also, don't co-sign a car because that is pretty much the same thing as buying one. I recommend before doing anything to always check with your lender to make sure that what you're doing is okay. So we are now on mistake number 4, and that is looking for the perfect home. This type of thinking can really sabotage your home search because, to be honest, no one barely ever gets everything they want on their list. So you have to come to a realization that you just can't get everything that you want. Prioritize the ones that matter to you. Make a list of all the things you can and cannot live without and can and cannot change. For example, location. You can't change location, but you can change the color of the cabinets or the type of stone they use for your countertop. Although I do tell my clients when it's the one, you will feel it when you go into the house. I've had clients who told me that they want a specific type of home and then they walk into this other type of home and they just knew. So don't be so fixated on your list and be open-minded. And this brings me to mistake number 5, which is buying more house than you can afford. It is very easy to fall in love with your dream home and stretch your budget. However, you have to really think about all the hidden costs of home ownership, such as property taxes, mortgage insurance, homeowner's insurance, repairs, maintenance, and utilities. Buying a home that exceeds your budget can put you at a higher risk of losing your home if you fall on tough financial times. So focus on the monthly payment you can afford rather than the maximum amount your lender gives you. Just because you get pre-approved for a $450,000 home doesn't mean that you can afford the monthly payment that comes with it. And the number 6 mistake most first-time home buyer make is assuming that you need 20% to put down on a loan in order to buy a house. This is like the number 1 myth in real estate. While having a 20% down avoids paying private mortgage insurance on your monthly payments, it doesn't mean that you need to have a 20% down in order to buy a house. And to be honest, many buyers today don't or cannot put down that much money down. In fact, according to the National Association of Realtors, the median down payment on a home right now is 13%. I honestly have buyers who buy homes as little as 3%, 3.5%, 5%. And although paying mortgage insurance every month isn't ideal, delaying your home purchase so that you can put 20% down can take years. You can miss out on equity that you can start building now instead of throwing rent money down the drain. Consider other mortgage options. And number 7, draining your savings is a big mistake. This pretty much goes hand in hand with saving 20% down. Some people scrape all the money they can put together in order to have that 20% so that they don't have to pay for mortgage insurance, which, like I said, is ideal to not have it monthly. But then they're left with no savings at all, and that's not good either. Paying mortgage insurance monthly isn't ideal, but depleting your emergency and retirement funds to make a large down payment is riskier. In addition to that, you're gonna need some money to put all of your stuff away for moving expenses or any renovations you want to do in the home to make it your own. So you don't want to be left with $0 in your name, especially now that you're a homeowner. And number 8 is waiving home inspections. This is a huge mistake, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Believe it or not, in a competitive market, some buyers use this tactic in order to win a home, while others simply just want to save their money and decide that they don't want to do it. This is honestly crazy to me because you want to make sure that you get a qualified and licensed home inspector to inspect your home, because there are things that you probably didn't notice just walking into that home before. Unless you are an engineer or you had a qualified contractor come with you when we saw the house, but other than that, you are risking a lot by waiving this step. Also, during inspections is a time when you can create a list of repairs and credit that you'd like the sellers to do before you finally get that keys and pretty much be the owner, because you can't give it back once you have that keys. It's now yours. And number 9, low-balling on offers or looking at properties that are above your budget thinking that you can negotiate it down. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. You have to be very realistic when looking at homes. You're not going to go out looking at $350,000 houses if you're pre-approved for $300,000 thinking that you can negotiate down to $50,000. It's just not happening, especially on a competitive market like this one. So make sure to talk to your agent to ask her or him how the market is right now. Because for me, even in the middle of pandemic in 2020, I am still getting multiple offers on my listings and are battling multiple offer bids for my buyers. So make sure that you're being realistic when it comes to looking at properties that you want to buy. Sometimes, like I said, on a competitive market like this one, you may have to pay full price or go over asking. And that's just how it is right now. And I always tell my buyers that you really have to take into consideration how many offers are on the table, how the market is, because that will dictate how your offer is going to be structured. If we have room to negotiate, then we will. But if there's a lot of offers, then you have to be in competition mode. You want to make sure that you have the best and highest offer for the sellers to choose. And this brings me to my last and final mistake that most first-time home buyers make: not using a real estate agent. I saved this one for last because this is the most important part, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Guys, it costs $0 to use an agent and have representation. So why wouldn't you want a professional guide you throughout the whole process instead of trying to do it yourself and going at open houses by yourself, trying to figure out what to offer on the house? you will lose a lot of headaches, and you might lose some homes if you don't use or get professional advice and professional representation when you really don't have to pay for them. Because like I said on my other video, how to buy a house in 2020, the sellers pay for the buyer's agent's fee for bringing you to them. If you go directly to the listing agent, they have the seller's best interest in mind because they were hired by them. If you use your own buyer's agent, your buyer's agent will have your best interest in mind. Well, hopefully your best interest in mind. You want to make sure that you find a real estate agent who will be your confidant throughout the whole sale. It should be someone you trust explicitly, and the best agents always put your interests first. Whether you buy today or next year, it doesn't matter, because it's not about them, it's about you. So yeah guys, that's it from me and Bella this week. If you guys have any questions or concerns or any topics and ideas you guys would like for me to cover in the next couple of weeks, please feel free to comment below. And as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. See you guys next week.